A nigga like me, man, I love the game. Be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird, Magic, or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man?
I'll go right.
So very early on, the Knicks' fourth quarter identity has been put to the test in this road trip. It kind of started out in Miami, them leading a comeback in that third quarter, really the whole second half, but mainly in Houston, also in Atlanta. And just looking at the way it played out, the shot selections weren't really the best. And once again, all the issues that we have from the rim protection, the defensive rebounding, all the paint protection issues kind of came tumbling down on us. And things led astray, and it showed in the fourth quarter execution. All right, so we're going to start off in the Houston game. Now, going down the stretch in the fourth quarter, we're down single digits. This is a brand new possession after previously we gave up an easy post-up basket to Şengün. And we're going to notice that the quality of shots that we're getting off doesn't necessarily have any continuity attached to it. Guys are not touching the ball. There's no movement. There's no flow. There's nothing. Guys are basically a bland piece of chicken out there. No seasoning, no nothing. A few possessions later, once again, we're looking at the quality of shots, a bunch of back and forths, and this is what we get. Brunson a little lucky right there. So after some Brunson made free throws, we're down by 1. And once again, some of the things I talked about earlier, we're giving up way too many paint points. Too easy for Şengün. Knicks still down 3, running pick and roll with Josh Hart. Şengün right here, he hedges on the screen. So Josh Hart, if he rolls, which he does, it's a proper read made by Brunson. And Josh Hart, low-key, the thing he provides to this offense is easy buckets. Very underrated thing about this starting unit is Josh Hart. And it really tends to go underappreciated. And he makes things very easy for this offensive unit to just get smooth buckets without guys having to get into their bags or just fadeaways and step backs on multiple defenders. So not only Josh Hart gets other guys easier buckets with all his cutting and his passing, but also his rim finishing is A1. Here's another example of Josh Hart just creating some easy offense with his penetration. I'm telling you, he's one of the key components to this starting unit. I didn't see it in the start of the season. I thought he should come off the bench to provide some spark to that unit, but he's really needed with the starters. So Knicks once again get this down to 1. Şengün is going to blow by OG, and look who's in the lane to help out, but really never gets to it. So more easy paint points for the Rockets. So Knicks down 3, and once again, something that's been plaguing us all year, the offensive boards. As Josh Hart fouled Şengün right there. So the Rockets get another opportunity, as well as get a chance to take more time off the clock. So after the Rockets were able to take more time off the clock and OG got a stop, as you can see right here with Brunson in this possession, what do you notice? The ball never moves. It just sticks with one man and he takes a tough shot. But they're still only down by 3 with plenty of time left. So now we're going to jump into crunch time in Atlanta. We're going to go right back to that Houston game. We're going to notice a few things that happen very similar in crunch time. We have to work way too hard in our possessions just to make a shot. We just won a challenge, got the possession back, up 5 with the ball. So we worked our way into a difficult shot, but the game is still in the Knicks' advantage. So the Hawks were able to knock down a 3, and so the Knicks are still up 2. And if you notice right here, Daniels, one of the best defenders on the Hawks, is right on Brunson, and Josh Hart is going to try to initiate a switch. Right here does present an opportunity though, because Trae Young on that recovery, he's going to go right back to Josh Hart, and the Knicks low-key, they have a mismatch right here in the middle. It's not even about Brunson trying to get this pass over. Josh Hart at this point, he could begin to post up on Trae Young right here. He could post him up. Might as well. Brunson could back out, let him post up, but Josh Hart is going to re-screen right here. He's going to re-screen, And the Knicks right now are in a situation where they're going to take a much more difficult shot. So once again, with the talent they have on the floor, they're working way too hard to get decent looks off. Let's look at that again. On the switch, see right there, Josh Hart, he at least had gotten the ball back with at least 9 seconds to post up Trae Young. Brunson could have backed up, brought Dyson Daniels with him, and then dump it in there for him to take advantage. And if anyone collapses, you can kick out, because Capella, if he collapsed, Towns could be out here. OG could be out here if his man collapsed. So there's options. Same thing for Bridges, man. Everyone past Josh Hart right here is a shooter. Shooter. So it could have been options, but instead right here, Josh Hart is attempting a rescreen. But at the end of the day, there are easier ways to get shots, because this offense can do a lot more. The ball doesn't necessarily have to be in Brunson's hands all the time. And we've seen this play out plenty of times in Dallas, playing alongside Luka. Brunson was in a catch and shoot role. He still was able to get in his groove. He was still able to operate and kind of remind guys that he has an off-ball game as well as always being on ball. So in the very next defensive possession, if you notice, Bridges is creeping up, and Josh Hart, he's also going to blitz Trae Young. Now right here, I'm wondering why Bridges didn't stay back a little bit, because Dyson Daniels is a very average shooter from just the field, not even from three-point range. Shooting is not really his thing, but he's going to let Zachary, the first overall pick, kind of cut through the middle of this. I'm surprised Bridges just didn't creep up just enough, because Daniels is not letting it out from here. See, why is Bridges so far up on Daniels? I understand that the rotations, with the blitzing, but Bridges could have kept it right here. Just stay in the high post area. And with that, the Hawks tied the game. Now, after both sides shot some free throws, Towns takes this corner 3, but there is plenty of time left in the shot clock. And also with Towns, he's about 50 pounds heavier than Dyson Daniels. He could have attacked this closeout. We've seen him go downhill on much bigger guys and get them out the way. But it's about the shot he took and what it led up to. Because him being in the corner like that in transition, it just leaves things open for the Hawks to attack. But still, even with all the mistakes, they're still in the game. 46 seconds left, 3-point game. Okay, so jumping back to the Rockets game, after a tough shot in transition, very similar to the Hawks game, Knicks quickly give up a bucket with very little contesting. So with the Knicks down 5, Şengün hedges, and Josh Hart is going to just slip this right here. And Brunson makes the right read. Once again, Josh Hart makes the starters get very easy buckets. Knicks again right here, down 5. Brunson coming off this screen, pulls up. Still kind of a tough shot in motion. But just real early on, we're just examining the quality of shots they're getting in crunch time situations. Sometimes there's very little actions involving Bridges and Towns away from Brunson. So when Brunson's coming off that screen, there should have been possibly another action happening on the other side involving either Towns or Bridges to get free. But guys are still kind of working through the kinks, so it's still early. Jumping back to the Hawks game, same scenario playing out here. Knicks down by 3. Brunson with the ball. There's plenty of time left in the shot clock. We got to see what actions possibly could happen away from Brunson being on the ball. And low-key, he's on the Hawks' best defender, Daniels. So I'm surprised they don't run any type of action to get the rookie confused right here, Zachary. And you also have 2 small defenders down low. OG could easily body one of them and finish. Same thing for Josh Hart. He's a good finisher at the rim. So there's options away from Brunson. It doesn't always have to be isolation pull-up 3. So similar scenarios played out in both games in major crunch time situations. Now jumping back to the Rockets game, Knicks down 5 with a minute left to go. So just everything piling on top of each other, from the lack of rim protection, the bad shot selections, and eventually these teams are going to have players when they're on fire. You add it on top of all that, it's game over. And Jalen Green, I'm shocked, man. This shot right here, boy, he's really added that to his arsenal this season. But when something like that happens, it is what it is. But guys are definitely going to be working out their kinks. It's still early and there's a lot of things to clean up, but we'll see what how Tibbs actually handles this. It's been a kind of a long road trip, kind of awkward going down to South Beach, then Detroit, then Houston, then Atlanta. But it is what it is. We don't have LeBron James on our team to get that favorable schedule, and hopefully guys are going to make their adjustments. So we'll see how it plays out. Until next time, you fellas, stay safe. Peace.